Montalvo Broadcasting Network. Support MBN, Montalvo Broadcasting Network, and shop with us over at Montalvo Store. Go to ebay.com and search in the advanced search. Type in Montalvo Store. To help support Montalvo Broadcasting Network, we have a wide array of books on conspiracy, apparel, and much more. Support your favorite radio station, Montalvo Broadcasting Network, by visiting Montalvo Store on ebay.com.
Hi, this is Jaja. Come shop with us at Poshmark.com/closet/anticulture. Sign up for Poshmark using our code ANTICULTURE. That way you can have $5 in your pocket when you join up and you can buy something from our store. We have mad stuff like upcycle things, Armani, Hurley, O'Neill. We upcycling all kinds of things like LL Bean. And plus we got our tie-dyes and just mad stuff. Just come check us out. Also, you can sell your own stuff too using the Poshmark app. But sign in first using our code ANTICULTURE. And you can find us at Poshmark.com/closet/anticulture. Or when you're up in there, just at Anticulture us. And you can look under the people. Check you out. Peace.
Bruce Montalvo.
Continues to spread conspiracy theories.
Penchant for promoting bogus conspiracies as though they were fact.
Bruce Montalvo.
Conspiracy theory.
This is CNN, a network of China broadcasting systems.
Bruce Montalvo is the only radio talk show host that's not controlled.
At Circle K, you can get the freshest cup of coffee in the world. Yeah, we know what you're thinking. How'd you get away with saying that on the radio? Well, it's actually true. Every cup of Circle K coffee is ground fresh right when you want it. That means that for a beautiful, mind-boggling, mouth-watering split second, your cup is the freshest on earth. Every cup ground fresh at Circle K. Refills starting at just $1. Limited time only at participating locations.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the hardest, most direct, biggest-handed talk show host in all of alternative media. And I'm not bragging, folks. I got my partner to prove it.
That's right.
You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show.
No, this is serious, Bruce, because we really is the hottest. I mean, so hot that we got Donald Trump pulling down his pants to show us what size penis he has.
Our fans heard it last week. They heard you say, Donald, I think you owe it to the American people to just whip it out. All right?
Uh-huh.
And, you know, he has those two Fruit Loops tugging and pulling at him.
Yeah.
Cruz and Fruit Lupio.
Rubio.
Doesn't that guy Rubio look like such a backstabber? I mean, anybody named Rubio just sounds like a backstabber to me, folks. Anyway, it is March 4th, 2016, and you're listening to the Excellence in Radio Execution, the heavy-handed, biggest hand. I mean, how big are these fists, John? Look at them. You're right here in the flesh, baby. How big are these
They're
fists?
huge. They're
way bigger than Donald Trump's.
They got a lot of girth and a lot of power.
A lot of girth. You hear that keyword, girth and power. Very, very big.
And good rhythm there, you know. You got a good rhythm when you know.
That's because I'm Latino. I know how to dance.
Yeah.
I know how to dance. We know how to dance. La salsa.
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, thank you for listening. Now you can tune in on your iPad, your iPhone, your iTouch. Just go to Google, go to the Spreaker.com, go to Spreaker.com and type in The Bruce Montalvo Show. We're on live. Be sure to check us out on TalkStreamLive.com. That's right, streaming the best in topic-driven talk radio. That's TalkStreamLive.com. Check us out, The Bruce Montalvo Show. We're up higher than friggin' fat guys with intel that think that Megyn Kelly's ugly.
That's right.
What do you think of that? What do you think of all these secret fags in alternative media? That's because I'm going to call it what it is.
Secret homo.
Secret fags in alternative media. I mean...
Nothing against gay people. Really.
Well, they think just because she has a little short dyke haircut that she's ugly. I mean, you had a little short haircut back in the day. You're, like, super hot. No, I'm just saying. I mean, these guys are just overt British cigarettes.
Okay.
I mean, you got to side with me on that one.
You know,
I mean, you hear them on air.
Listen, let me talk about this, Bruce, because before you put your foot into your mouth. But basically, these guys, as soon as they give them an inch, they'll call somebody like me a tranny, or some other, like this Megyn Kelly, they'll call her like an ugly dyke or something.
Remedial reporters are calling her Skeletor now. I mean, how fruity these guys get. I mean, they go and they get into the Pink Triangle Club, and they're reporting for Armis Psyops and Bill Hicks in Austin, Stratfordland, Texas. That's right, fat boy, I'm pointing at you, you psychopathic freak.
He doesn't point at you, even though he talks about you all the time. He'll never call your name.
That's the inside baseball, Alex Jones, you shill. Seriously, just Google up who Jeremy Hammond is. He's serving time because of fat guys like Alex Jones who sit there where the Illuminati card game was created. That's right. Doesn't he sound like a pig? He sounds like a pig eating freaking gruel, slop.
Yeah, in the mud.
Ugh.
Isn't it like Animal Farm, Bruce? You know, like in Animal Farm, George Orwell's, where they had the pigs, where they're like actual...
That's right. He's part of the corporate pig cabal from George Orwell's Animal Farm. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So, and I was reading in the book about the Jews and how there was like a secret war waged against the Jews, and I was thinking about guys like him, and they said that the slickest ones are the British, actually, is the MI5 and MI6, and even more so the British females. But, you know, they say that they're the wittiest, and they totally are psyopers. They're working for COINTELPRO, and they call it a few other different kinds of names, counter...
That's what the alternative media is comprised of. I don't care who you are out there. I mean, I'm true blue, genuine, folks. I mean, I don't have any Germanic, Visigothic, Nazi blood in me.
And that's
I am pure 100% Sefardino Mexicano from Angelinos.
Okay, but
you hear me, folks?
You could be German. It's not the point. The fact is that these guys have a specific agenda. Like, and I'm going to call him out. I know you're not going to be happy, but I'm going to call him out because he's a big MI6 agent. I used to work with him. Patrick Henningsen. His whole entire agenda is to go after Israel.
I know who that guy is. He's that guy that's on NPR that's about 4'5", right?
Yeah, right. And his whole agenda, even though he's so, slick with it, keeping everything contemporary and analyzing, but the major agenda for some of these guys, Bruce, I was reading about it, is to hate Israel. So the underlying thread is to cause division and to hate Israel. There was so much overt hatred of Israel, like in our government, and it was documented, noted, and now it's perpetrated in the alternative media. And you know what? You could say...
Well, it's propaganda. That's what it's become. It's propaganda. All they want to do is sell squatty shit potties and freaking canned soups to fucktards in the woods.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And
you can't hang in the cities, you fucking pussies. I can hang anywhere. I'm trained to hang anywhere, folks, and I'm not army trained. I'm truly an army of one.
Yeah, you tried out for the Army for a second, right?
No, never. Look, all I wanted was for them to give me a cohete so that I could go in the desert and shoot at freaking Talibans. All right.
You didn't want to shoot the Arabs.
But here's the thing: after I saw the Talibans sitting in the White House with Ronald Reagan eating with him, I figured it all out. It was just a giant sham. Okay, all these GOP reality show Fruit Loops always seem to quote Reagan. Reagan this, Reagan that. Well, Reagan armed Saddam. Okay? Reagan, oops. Reagan armed the Khmer Rouge, folks. Okay? Reagan was a piece of shit that hung out with Richard Nixon at Bohemian Grove. And that's the thing. Now they're hitting at Trump saying, oh, well, he's not getting far because he's not part of a secret society. Are you fucking shitting me? Every 2 seconds that Trump's on stage, he's flashing you the Masonic OK Corral sign, right? Isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, flashing you overt, Germanic, satanic, freaking hidden symbolism in his hands. Every second he's on stage with his toad face. I mean, that guy... He's just out of control. I mean, he literally answered back to you. He said, I got it right here in my pants, baby, and size matters. Bada bing. Did you see how pink in the face Cruz and Rubio got? They were all giggly.
They were loving it.
They were loving it, literally.
You know what? I really find that the intelligence quotient of these candidates it's complete jabberwocky. It's complete hogwash. It's so silly. It's so absurd. The fact that they would take one of our asinine talking points, shit that I fart out in my sleep, and they're actually running with something that I demanded.
They're running wild with it.
Oh my god, the penis thing. Oh my. So this is what my analysis is of Donald Trump's penis. He never actually said that he had a big cock. He said that he had. He said, "Look at my hands." Okay, it doesn't mean shit. Then he says it will do the job. So he's actually a smart man. He's probably saying that doesn't have such a big cock. He has like medium size, but he knows what to do with it. I think that's what he was saying.
I think everybody else knows what to do with his wife.
Yeah.
He's like pimping her out left and right. Right.
What
is she, first lady or a porn star? I don't know what she is.
What I'd like to see is a challenge of people's intelligence level. I find that the way they speak to the public is so Jerry Springer. It's so honey boo boo.
That's what he is.
Yeah, it's so low level, and I feel like I'm watching, the wrestling shit that you put on. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's so Vince McMahon. It is so low on the totem pole.
That's right. And I even checked out my Trump Plaza sweater, and it turns out that Rubio is somewhat correct. Trump's clothing isn't made in the United States. Mine was actually made in Pakistan.
Yeah, but that's
almost like saying Mexico or what?
There's nothing
China,
wrong.
Right?
Listen, yours is 100. We were looking for 100% cotton. I don't like any of this viscose nylon poly crap.
No, Trump makes good clothes.
So I was looking for a sweater for you that was 100% cotton. And first of all, America got rid of all the cotton pickers, right? Because it's racist, right? So we don't have any more cotton pickers anymore. Let me stop you there.
The cotton pickers want to pick cotton all over again. Now they're going with this Black Lives Matter. We're trying to bring in segregation all over again. We're trying to be separate all over again. It's all over the TV. You see it with the Beyonce and the white power fist. That that bitch literally turned into like Pazuzu during the Super Bowl. And you see her freaking face just deformed with fangs. I am Satanus.
They're putting her through a lot, I guess. They're working her out.
God.
I guess that's what happens when you work with the slave drivers, I mean, she's right up. You think that she's so happy? I don't know. I mean, this woman has to be on stage when they tell her to be on stage, no matter if she's got a period or she has a hangover from the night before, and they got to put her up in makeup. She's got to look good. She's got to do her little thing. And
I don't know about her looking good. First of all, she looks so manly now that I'd rather see the Hulk naked than her.
Yeah. Can you do the Incredible Hulk for us?
No, I can't do the little piano. I can't do the little piano thing. Anyway, we were talking about Trump's clothing being made other than in America, folks. And here's another phony. He's talking about phonies. He's saying that his clothes ain't American. Well, this phony, Romney, comes out of nowhere. A loser. I mean, this guy lost. right? So now he's coming back. I mean, this guy even took phantom punches from Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield was playing with him. You know, Evander Holyfield ain't that smart. I don't know if you ever heard Evander speak. You know, Evander ain't that smart. I've been in the ring with him, and I kind of got close, and I bit his ear off, son. But
you can tell by the slowness.
Haven't
of
you
how
heard Evander Holyfield
finishes
speak?
a sentence? It takes him about a minute and
Anyway,
a half.
the only fight that Romney will ever win is that fight against Evander Holyfield, and that was staged. It was staged. So now Romney's back, and he's fighting all over again, folks. He's fighting without even throwing a punch. He's coming out and saying that Trump is a fake conservative. It's fitting because he's a fake conservative. Last time I checked, Obamacare was officially Romney Care before it was Obamacare.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? It was made by this Nazi think tank called the Heritage Foundation, right? So there you have it, folks. Romney and Trump, I mean, they both support Obamacare. You need to snap out of this left-right bipartisan big government establishment, folks. I've been doing this show for 6 years, and you idiots continue to get all hoorah for your Republicans, all you patron nuts out there. All right? If you knew any better, if you really did your homework, you'd go out and you'd vote for a Gary Johnson. You know how many times that guy lowered taxes? 13 times he lowered taxes in New Mexico. And anybody that smokes a J, I know idiots like Michael Savage who sell people toxic waste piss with rats encased in them would like to have anybody who skateboards on the sidewalk or smokes a joint thrown in jail. But if you elect someone like Gary Johnson, then nobody would be in jail for marijuana, folks. It's absolutely just incredible.
Yeah,
that's the drug state. That's the drug just surveillance system that's going to come in with a Hillary or a Trump regardless. Okay?
Yes, Bruce, and you actually said that to Bill Hicks, Alex Jones. You actually said something about, what's up with your focusing on mainstream moguls? And he got, and today, I don't know if you heard him, but he was kind of going through this whole rant about how there's no libertarian
Meanwhile, that fat guy attacks one of the libertarian candidates with some joke, some unfunny joke. That's why that guy had to quit comedy, because he's not funny. Never was funny. He just knew how to say the truth at one point. And even that was even not true, because the guy's a Nazi. Anybody in alternative media, folks, that they're pushing to the top is a Nazi, except for Bruce El Gran Montalvo. I'm not a Nazi, folks.
No.
I'm not a Nazi. Am I a Nazi?
No.
I don't think so.
No. You just don't like loud noises too much. You get very crazy. That noise!
I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like loud noises on TV like this Modern Family. Right? I was watching Modern Family, unfortunately, at the hospital. We were just at the hospital, unfortunately. You need some antibiotics. I mean, we've been running around all over the place, folks. Jaja was a little sick, a little under the weather. So I'm waiting for her in the lobby, and they got this Modern Family on, and they got Al Bundy kissing a man. Al Bundy, the classic staple of the guy's guy, that, he's got his hand by his balls, and he's watching TV, and he's like, that guy. Now they got that guy kissing guys. Are you kidding me? This gay secret fag agenda is literally everywhere.
It is.
And that's not even what the show's about. I'm just so pissed that it's on my TV, it's on my radio. This friggin' Michael Savage, this Alex Jones, all of them are a bunch of flip-flopping freaking pink pretty boys.
Yeah, they're all bisexuals.
Right? They're all fist pumping. They all love it. They're all part of the lonely hearts. We all used to have wives. Now we're a bunch of secret fags.
That's pushing, and a lot of their messages are pushing for people not to be a couple. You'll listen to the rhetoric and little insidious remarks that are made. You can tell that they couldn't live with a woman. Michael Savage, I couldn't see living with a woman. They would probably...
That guy could barely live with his dog. I think he's like blood sacrificing his dog Teddy or something.
Yeah, I heard.
Right, now he's getting his teeth removed.
Each one of them was pulled out
like
Mengele
like Mengele, yeah, what a Nazi.
I don't know.
What do they want? They want National Socialism? Didn't Hitler want that?
You know what I would do?
What the hell's wrong with these guys?
Sick.
If I ever saw these guys walking down the street, I'd punch them right in the face.
You know what I would do if I had a dog with a tooth problem? I believe that teeth can be remineralized, actually. And you could use, they say, a combination of coconut oil. You do a pulling. So if that was my dog, I would have probably used coconut oil first all over his gums, brushed it, wiped it, and then you could wipe it down also with hydrogen peroxide, human grade, food grade, it's called. That actually whitens the teeth. It's probably the safest thing to ever brush your animal's teeth with. It's safe and it's healthy and it's good to have oxygenated water. And the last but third important thing would be the xylitol, which I was reading a few weeks ago, actually helps prevent cavities, and it actually can reverse cavities. And I believe that we can reverse cavities, and I think this is a very huge revelation that I recently discovered, and I think the whole dental industry is keeping it under lock and key. And guys like Alex Jones would never talk about that. Because like he even says his father was a dentist or something like that. So of course he's partial to the medical industry.
The only reason those guys are allowed to operate, they're working for the government, all these propagandists that call themselves patriots. I know your game. You flip-flop between FBI and CIA. You get intel here, you get intel there. And the only reason you're allowed to operate is because the Smith-Mundt Act was repealed. So now your propaganda is now getting a paycheck from the government. These guys are getting money from the government. They're saying that, oh, yeah, I get money from shirts and high-quality dick pills. And I know this because a lot of actors know me, and I go over their house, and I licked all the sweat off of Charlie Sheen's elliptical with my tongue.
Yeah, and the other one saying, oh, but you shouldn't be drinking the bottled water. And, you shouldn't be drinking the bottled water. You should go and...
Right, the fake Jew.
Yeah, you should...
The fake Jew that spits coleslaw every time he speaks.
Yeah, well, you know what he said? He was telling we're drinking bottled water now here. Just because, we'll get into that later, but because our water is toxic, and it's disgusting. It smells gross. It just tastes nasty. And that's
partly why we were at the hospital today, because you've been feeling so sick. And this show, folks, we've been going on a tangent, exposing secret British cigarettes and alternative media, our competition pretty much, even though they're not, because they got the talk radio game on lock, folks. It's propaganda. Goebbels used propaganda, and the sons of Goebbels are alive today controlling the propaganda. We're merely here just
exposing,
barely just hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
Able to get our message to you. And if you're listening, thank you for listening, folks.
Yeah, we had a lot of listeners last week.
That's right. It was one of the biggest shows we did on TalkStream Live. We're up very high. And shout out to everybody listening.
Yeah, but I wanted to say that there's Michael Savage. He was trying to tell the public that we should not drink bottled water.
Absolutely, and that's why...
We should drink, because he was saying, oh, you need to have the dirty water because it'll build up your immune system.
Total shill, and that's why this show is called Toxic Avengers, Nuked York Exposed.
Yeah.
Because Nuke York is just exactly that, Nuked York.
Yeah.
All right? They have nuked Jew York on purpose because there's so many Jews here.
Blacks.
The Nazis know it, and they consider us all undesirables.
They call them roaches in the Bohemian Grove, right?
That's right. I told you about that they got a portrait over at the Bohemian Grove with roaches carrying the Puerto Rican flag on a parade, folks. But that's exactly what the show's called. We're considering broadcasting from sunny Florida, but as of right now, we're remaining in the epicenter of cool Brooklyn, New York. We're going to just do some major reports. I mean, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to ask the people if they've been tasting anything funky in their water pretty soon before we skedaddle the hell out of here, before they enact complete and total martial law. I mean, because de Blasio, folks, he shut down the city for snow. So could you imagine what he would do if people found out that their balls are starting to glow green and their hair is falling out like freaking Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
Yeah, well, you know what's happening, because I was in the emergency room just for like an hour. Unfortunately, I was trying to cure something with just simple remedies. And I was doing okay, but it just wasn't perfect, and I didn't want to linger it any longer. 5 days is too long to be fighting something. So my doctor said to just go there. She was closed at the time, and I would never ordinarily do that. But when I was in the emergency room, everybody had this disgusting cough. It was like
I heard in the waiting room too. Even the baby was coughing.
Yeah, I think, we eat a lot of organic. We try to take really good care of ourselves.
Really? I mean, I look like a friggin' Adonis, and you look like an Egyptian princess.
No,
we look great.
I could look a lot healthier, I feel like, because think the air is crazy.
I don't like to brag about my hands, but since I have a bodacious babe that can totally vouch for me, I mean, seriously, I could, this is a family show, folks, but seriously, I could just, unzip it, and, you hear, audience applause. I think I have an audience applause button here.
Ooh.
But that's for next time.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, hey, go on.
So, you just got my head flipping out. But, I think everybody's very sick from the nuclear. I think there's this nuclear disaster is so bad. And I think it's in everybody's water. And everybody is sick. And plus it's in the subways. And you said you felt like it. There's like a cloud, I
felt like I was glowing when I got out of the shower. I felt like I went into Homer Simpson's freaking nuclear toxic waste plant and took a shower in there. I mean, I felt like I was glowing, and then you smelled me, and I smelled like cat piss.
It was so gross.
And I'm not even rolling around in my cat Wesley's gritty kitty cat litter,
folks. He's not even here.
He's not even here. So why do I smell like cat piss?
Well, I'll explain to you why you smell like cat piss.
There's a leak over in the Croton Hudson. It's uncontrollable. Explain it to the people. Otherwise, they're going to think that it's bird poop.
Right. It's not okay. So,
that's what the government is telling you.
Yeah, they want to get into this PSYOP right now. They're trying to cover up our information. But it is, the reason why you smell like cat urine is because there is bona fide, fact-based, documented information that there is kitty litter that was sent to Indian Point Power Plant. It was sent there, used probably and unused, because their claim is that they feel it's the only substance on Earth right now, besides sending it into tectonic plates or activating it in lava, in the lava itself, where it will eventually peter out. But they want to, they feel like that kitty litter will absorb the radioactive waste.
But how could it absorb it when there's tritium in there? I mean, this is the same material that they used on the towers on 9/11 to pierce the beams. Do you understand? I mean, this is nuclear high-grade, military high-grade stuff they're using, and it's leaking right into the Hudson, uncontrollably.
Uncontrollably, it said, worse than Fukushima.
This is worse than Fukushima.
Chernobyl.
This is quite possibly the worst disaster in the history of mankind, and nobody is even batting an eye.
That's right. No, very few people will listen, and the few people that listen won't even take it that serious. They're like, oh, who are these kooks? They're the only ones talking about it. Ha, ha, ha. We're not actually the only one talking about it. In fact, there's a lot of activists that were trying to step on some of the politicians. And from Andrew Cuomo, he was really trying to scream about it. He was trying to raise hell about it.
Yeah, but that guy's bot. In the end, he's corrupt. He's part of the PSYOP.
Okay, but
now, if you want to figure out the PSYOP, be sure to go to exposednewsalternative.wordpress.com, and we have the article right there. NYC nuclear power plant leaking uncontrollable radioactive flow into the Hudson River exposed. Again, that's at exposednewsalternative.wordpress.com.
Right, and it's not really, it's not up to Cuomo. It's up to Senator Schumer, because Cuomo is...
Oh, it's up to us to stand up and stop being apathetic and stop being complacent and just get the loud mouth, get the freaking megaphone and wake people up. Get them riled up. I mean, your water tastes like shit. Why? It tastes like cat shit. What is going on?
I have no idea. I know what it is, but it's just... I
mean, you're getting sick. I'm getting sick. I have to carry gallons of water now so that we can drink.
My hair is falling out all the time.
Hey, my hair's falling out too. kind of, sort of. I mean...
Thyroids are acting weird.
And it's not the super lice that's going around. I know a lot of households, especially in unisex households out there, where guys grow their hair out real big. They're really worried about the super lice that's out there. But that's not what... You don't have to worry about super lice. What you have to worry about is this uncontrollable radioactive flow of tritium flowing into the Hudson River that's already made its way down to Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's at the top of the Hudson, and all it would need to do is probably go either somehow filter through Manhattan, which the water probably does filter, kind of shift through it, or kind of come around the bottom of Manhattan, which is where we are anyway. We're not really far from the bottom, and it would just kick back because of the two intersections of the water bodies that are meeting, and there's like a whirlpool actually right there by Dumbo. So it's not hard. Eventually, it's going to kick back into.
I have the article right here. It says intense investigation underway to see if it can be stopped. The Indian Point power plant is located upriver from NYC, and it is a serious threat to the whole region, according to watchdog group River Keeper. It's a disaster waiting to happen.
I don't think it's waiting to happen. I think it's already happened. And they're just putting it, those are their words. Those are their words. It's happened already. They said 2 months ago there were 10 rods and the center of one of them broke and 10 of them were breaking.
Well, it says here 3 of the 40 Indian Point wells show an increase in radioactive material, and one of the wells showed a 65,000% increase.
Yep.
What the hell are we doing here? I need to be working on my tan, like all those Floridians out there that look like leather jackets.
Yeah.
Maybe not at that point, not that bad, but, there's palm trees out there. Okay?
Better to have some fresh air.
Get you out there in a bikini out there swimming.
Yeah, and
beautiful
make some videos, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we recorded Break the Door Down out there.
Yeah,
check that out at YouTube.
Check that.
Break the Door Down,
yeah, it's on
YouTube.
It's on iTunes right now. That was one of the first singles that we released. But
she looks so hot.
It's one of the first songs for Damage Control that's coming out, and you can check it out at iTunes. But the video is really cool. It was shot in Hollywood, in Florida, and it was just beautiful. Nice day, nice color.
Not the Hollywood I'm accustomed to, but you know what? It's a lot nicer, actually, and with less freaks.
Yeah, the Hollywood that you're accustomed to is a little bit dry.
It's a freak paradise.
Yeah,
it's a freak's paradise.
I'm not into those people.
Truly,
maybe I'm so New York, but... even though I got peoples in Cali, a couple people, say Bruce is from Cali, it was wonderful. Cali people, they're just fake. I mean, I'm sorry, guys, but I'm sure, we don't get a very high level of intelligence from California that listens to us. If we do, then those are the smart ones. But
speaking of high level of intelligences, the Pope, who doesn't have a high level of intelligence at all, is coming out and saying that there's an Arab invasion. So he's allowed to say the word Arab without having his Facebook blocked for a day. So he's admitting it. There's an Arab invasion. Oh yeah, that you created, dope? I mean, because last time I checked, the Quran was written by Jesuits. And they want to say, oh, the Vatican, the guy, the Pope, he's a Jew. Don't you hate that? You got these dumbass bigots like David Duke, who... If I saw you on the street without your freaking KKK and it was just mano y mano, I would kick your freaking monkey ass all over the sidewalk. David Duke. Okay? These guys, David Duke, they will tell you straight face, right to your face, that the guys at the Vatican are Jews.
That's right.
Okay, maybe a long time ago, during the Alumbrados of Spain, some Sephardim among that mystic cult that basically was the beginning of the Illuminati, were Jews, but it's metastasized into a Germanic, Visigothic, Anglo-Saxon, Anglo-American world order that you're not a part of.
That's right.
So you know what, David Duke? I want you to fucking tell me how many Jewish families are in the top bloodlines of the Illuminati. Fact of the matter is, you can't tell me none. And the guys at the Vatican aren't fucking Jews. They're Iranian, pig-fucking, pedo, swine, bastards!
Zoroastrian, right?
That's right. It all goes back to Zoroaster. It all goes back to Egypt. And all you stupid freaking goat eyeball eaters need to realize that Judaism predates you. Now, Zoroastrianism sounds like a freaking cookie. Oreo. Zoroastrianism predates Judaism.
Yeah.
Right? That's why we said, hey, to Ramses, I think. I don't even think we left Ramses. Who knows? It's a big mystery.
Well, there's the Zohar, which is...
You don't know. It's all a mystery. It's all a lie. It's all used to control people. But I'm telling these Arab Jesuits that the Pope is now turning against. First he says, oh, I love you all. I want to help you. And now they're invading. Now they're in his invading hordes. That's what they are. He's using immigration to destabilize places. He's coming over to America, picking fights with Trump, this fake Jew who's really an Iranian. All the freaking Italians are Iranians. Don't you tell me they're Jews. They're not Jews. I'm a Jew. My freaking last name is of Sephardic nature.
Right.
I'm a Jew. They killed my people in the Inquisition.
Yes. And
they forced some of my people to still remain in the chains of Catholicism, and some of them even just exiled me and denounced me and have forsaken me because I've seen the light and I've chosen to go back to my roots in Judaism.
Yeah, some people in your own family said, oh, but didn't the Jews kill Jesus?
First of all, who's Jesus? Who is he? Attis, Dionysus, Mithra? I mean, who? Horus? Like I said, it all comes back to the golden age of the gods in Egypt, and all you stupid goat eyeball eaters that have a hold on the freaking holy temple and you'll kill any Jew that goes there. It doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to you. Israel doesn't belong to you. Okay? Judea doesn't belong to you. So you need to know your role and shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
All you stupid freaking halal eating bastards, and all your food has preservatives in it, and you're all a bunch of Masons that work for the Pope. All right, you're no different than Catholics.
David Duke
with your goddamn PC freaking touchy-feely agenda.
Okay, last week I mentioned David Duke, and you got upset because...
David Puke.
Right, David Puke.
I didn't get upset. We were short on time.
Yeah, you were short on time.
And you know, the whole thing with the celebrity lookalikes, to me, it's probable cause. You're an artist. You can see right away the facial features and the anatomy. I don't discount you. But sometimes, you know, I have an investigative mind.
Yeah,
and I need evidence.
Yeah, and one of the key, first of all, is empirical evidence, just by sight. Judges look at evidence... especially when it comes to analyzing 2D art or music, they look at comparisons and what's in front of you. You won't get into their birth records because the FBI has them on lock. In this book that I have about the secret war on Jews, they have not just top secret, the CIA, they have cosmic level. You can't get in to see some of these files unless you have cosmic level.
And you're referring to last week how you wanted to expose, before we ran out of time, how you wanted to expose David Duke's bloodline and the whole Facebook PC agenda. And why they don't bust Duke is because they're all a bunch of cousins. They're all a bunch of Nazi cousins.
Yeah.
And they all come from the Lebensborn program. Now that I believe, that is documented, folks. Now getting the genealogy and the Ancestry.com together, that's a different story. But she's an artist. She can find the face and the bridge and the nose and the ears and all that.
And I'm also
good
an
stuff.
investigative researcher, and I listen to these guys. So I'm listening to David Duke, and Duke is talking about Mark Zuckerberg in such a family kind of a pretend hatery kind of way that I was like, wait a second, this guy's related to Zuckerberg the way he sounds like it's his nephew.
He's got a very German chin.
Yeah, I put their faces next to each other. Well, I had already traced Zuckerberg for his mother to be Sarah Ferguson and the Duke of York. That's why he owns all of your information. The monarch owns all of your information. They're not going to just let Joe Schmo that can figure out a platform. Believe me, if you were that little guy on the totem pole coming up with some program and a template like Facebook, and that would make them billions of dollars in the future, you could be sure that it would have been espionage, hijacked, and stolen. That's why whoever came up with it, it is not Mark Zuckerberg. They gave it to Mark Zuckerberg. The reasoning why is because he is monarch. He's not over there with his little freaking outfit. You know why? Because there's only a position for certain people over in England. England is very small. I've been there many times. Okay? There's only, you got a duke, you got an earl, you got, the queen, you have the princess. How many more extras you got?
There's so many pig-fucking anti-Semites that come out of England, and they all talk like this and say, well. Anyway, continue. I can't stand these guys.
Right, so, like, for example, what I'm trying to say, Bruce, is like, Queen Elizabeth's sister, for example, nobody knows her. Margaret of Snowdon. Queen Margaret of Countess. She's a countess. She would never make it to queen. She had children. 2 on paper. What happens to the ones that want to have a life without have to wear those little frou-frou like scarves and shit like that and walk around in funny pants all day? I'm sorry, but the ones that want to have a life, you know what they do? They send them to the USA. That's what they do, my friends. They send them to their cousins or some other relative. They bring them up over here where they can have a successful life. We're in a capitalist society, or even in the media. They'll put them in the media, or politics, or art, or music. I kind of consider that media, but it's part of the propaganda game. Now, I believe, and I've traced, by looking at and hearing David Duke, he is related. The reason why he calls himself David Duke is because he could have been Duke if Margaret was the queen. But Margaret is not the queen, because Queen Elizabeth is the queen. So Margaret had her kids.
So you're saying this pig fucker's royalty?
Yeah,
is that it?
Yeah. That's why he's saying he's Duke. That's why he can write all the anti-Jew slang shit he wants and won't get anything taken down.
Well, then that's it. I'm calling myself Duke. I'm calling myself the Duke of Montalvo. I'm tired of these guys having all better names than me. Duke this and that.
Well, Bruce, I traced it.
How many names do they have?
See, I traced it.
I got more nicknames than Apollo Creed.
Okay, you have a few. I have a few. My roots, it looks like my grandmother and my great aunt look exactly like Queen Elizabeth's family. And even her kids look like David Duke. It's amazing how similar, and I'm Jewish, so how similar it could be. So the only place we could have been was together in, Turkey, in the Ottoman Empire, where my family could be traced, along with the name of Cohen, which were considered the priests of the Jews, and the ones that were supposed to carry the traditions and the religion of the Jew, but that was their thing, and it was the Kohim.
That what? The Kohen? Kohen? What are you, emo now? You're part Jew and
Kohanim.
emo.
Kohen.
I think
Cohen.
I think you smoke too much. Anyway, go on.
Kohanim. Right? No, it's the plural of Kohen.
Anyway, Kohen means royal.
Right. No, it means priests.
Oh.
Priest. Right. So, but my family is Cohen, on my mother's side. So, they all look like the queen. Exactly. So that's why I'm saying it's like...
That's a little eerie.
It is eerie.
I get a little scared,
You
actually.
saw it, too.
My blood starts to curl because I heard the queen eats babies and heats her home with the blood and the bones of babies. She mashes them up to make her gruel and her mush.
Yeah, but you see, that's an illusion, Bruce.
Wow.
This is what I believe. They're just saying that to give themselves a sense of occultic aura. I believe that is part of the illusion for the peasants. You understand?
That sounds like a metal song. Occultic aura.
Yeah. Sounds cool, right?
Yeah.
We're a bunch of wordsmiths here. Sometimes we're smithing it up in metal. Sometimes we're smithing it up in words. Speaking of our metal, and our royalty, we have beautiful gems, including rubies. And maybe Rubio wants to buy one of our rubies.
I don't know about those Rubios. They're a bunch of backstabbers, a bunch of whiners, a bunch of complainers, a bunch of warmongers that want to go to war with Russia and always want to be at war. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, so you should go to our store. We have...
and they go to a bunch of foam parties, too. A bunch of friggin' fanooks. Anyway, continue.
But you could wear our jewelry in foam parties, except the leather stuff, and consensual subculture.
Dear God.
Yeah, we have a lot of bondage people, tribal, a lot of Burning Man.
Well, I guess you gotta be some type of Fruit Loop to wear a choker, right?
A choker. No, and if you're a girl.
Like some type of Ted Cruz or something. You know what, before you continue to our shameless advertising... Ted Cruz is now endorsed by Kanye West's other woman, his father-in-law.
Did you hear that Kanye West...
No, but did you hear? Ted Cruz is now banging the tranny Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, yeah.
I think I think Ted Cruz, you know how
it.
they make him look all gangster, like an essay?
Yeah.
He probably went up to, like, Caitlyn Jenner, and he was like, hey, essay, you got a pretty mouth. Right?
Yeah.
There's some weird shit going on between Ted Cruz and Caitlyn Jenner.
Why do you say that, Bruce?
Because I have the article right here. NBC, Caitlyn Jenner likes Ted Cruz. Likes.
And you said that
Kanye, or Cheyenne Cayenne Pepper is very mad right now, right? He's like, how dare you talk about me? I'm going to kill you when murder is legal.
Yeah, Cayenne Pepper wants to stick his pepper in the transgender, in Bruce Gender, right?
Oh, that's right. Bruce Gender is now going to have a freaking threesome with Ted Cruz and Cayenne Pepper. Anyway, that's in the news, but let's go back to our beautiful gems and medals. Where can they find these at?
You can go to Etsy.com, right? And you could type in, I go like this, Etsy.com/shop/antique obsessions, or you can go Etsy.com/shop/conceptual subculture. It'll take you to two of our stores. One is very high-end, gorgeous repoussé solid sterling silver, forged by Bruce and I. And then the other one is more copper, very rugged, tribal, warrior, all natural gemstones. Some more natural than others, but I label everything. But I don't use like fake stuff, and I'm really particular. And I find like with gems, I just think that first of all, diamonds are the biggest bogus hoax in the world. Most of them are just completely overpriced, and there's diamond mines everywhere. So they just have those diamond mines on lock. And first of all, wearing a diamond is very you have to know what a diamond does. It just exaggerates everything, all of your moods. So if you're high strong, it's going to make you more high strong. If you're angry, it's going to make you more pissed off. If you're happy, it'll make you stupid happy. If you're in love, it's supposed to make you more in love. That's what it's for, is to exemplify that. I believe crystals have energy. So that's the thing about diamonds. I don't really think they're that great. They look pretty around the ears and stuff, or the ring, whatever. They're nice, but I like rubies. I like emeralds. I'm working with some diamonds. We have some diamond earrings from raw diamond, like natural, not like all cut and polished. But we have some beautiful rubies, natural ones, and cool earrings. And just check it out, man. You'll just be amazed. A lot of big stars have bought our things, and just cool people from all around the world. Yeah.
Sounds great. Now, I have a study in front of me. It says if you have small hands, you actually have a small package. That's a scientific study.
Really?
So it says that right here. While I'm also looking at a very funny picture of Donald Trump with a KKK haircut. It's showing you Donald Trump after he wore his KKK hat.
Okay.
It's very funny.
But Alex Jones has the smallest hands around.
That guy has like T-Rex hands. You seen that guy? He's got like little T-Rex hands.
You know who else has little hands? The Game.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
That's why he's always got all his security guards doing all his boxing for him. I don't sweat that guy just because he can freaking dunk a basketball. If we were freaking going toe-to-toe, mano-a-mano, I could kick the Game's ass.
No, I could kick that Game's
I've
ass.
seen the Game throw a punch. He throws a punch like a bitch. He can't even throw a punch. Now, me, your homeboy here, am I not about to take lessons, punch lessons with Iran Barkley? I'm going to do that next week. Okay, I'm doing everything in New York before I have to leave it, folks, because I told you the name of the show is Nuked York, Toxic Avengers Strike Back. We had an artichoke pizza today at Basil's.
Yeah.
Great pizza.
Yeah.
Add a little garlic on it.
The most famous
Now, I'm
pizza.
wondering, is it nuked?
Yeah.
I'm wondering, is it nuked? I'm wondering, is all the food that's here nuked?
Yes.
A trip to the grocery store is like life and death now, folks. You got to look at the products. They all have monosodium glutamate. They all have soy. They're all made by Monsanto, who's trying to kill you with the glyphosate and the Roundup. Come on. I'm literally eating pesticide. You're selling me pesticide. They're making me eat pesticide. I am so healthy now. I'm in the greatest shape of my life because of you, not because of some stupid ass supplement. It's because I have a beautiful wife. That's right, info whores. They got some inside joke I heard today about beautiful wife.
Oh.
Alex Jones, what? How many beautiful tranny wives does he have? Right?
None of these guys have women that
They're all a
stay
bunch of
with.
secret fags, and they want to demonize heterosexual relationships nowadays. So all these lavender clubs, I mean, literally, they go after the freaking hetero freaking couples.
It's true. They wanted me to actually say that I was gay. I remember when I first
to make it in your rap career?
Yeah.
Dear God.
They were all coming to me, oh, Jaja, you're so cool. I'm glad that you're sticking up for us bisexual. I said, what? So I ain't a bisexual. I'm like, where'd you get that from, It must have been some psyoppers. But there was a lot of them at one point. I was like, now I understand what gang stalking is, and how targeted one could be. And they just, sit around all day. They get paid by the army. And they just like to try to engage or sometimes, some of them are actually cool. So I think they give us information. I don't really hate on them completely because not just psyoppers, but the intel. I've had intel sent to me in such obscure ways that it's like poetical, right? I have to read it kind of like a riddle. Like I feel like, oh man, what the hell is what was it? Joe Young Ho.
Joe Young Ho. Yeah.
Joe Young Ho. And there was some inside.
Yeah, they come in with all sorts of funny messages. I mean, it's just dealing with the trolls. But what do they tell you? They tell you, don't feed the trolls. Now, Donald Trump is a troll that we have been feeding because they're tuning in nationwide and using the Bruce Montalvo show's talking points for nationwide mainstream news, folks. And if you got any questions that you would like me to read on air, be sure to tweet to me at Bruce Montalvo, tweet to Jaja at Jaja, or send us an email, thebrucemontalvoshow@gmail.com, and we'll answer any questions you may have, because here's the thing, she's talking about she doesn't sweat psyoppers and trolls that much. Well, I do. I don't like them. I think they're scum right out of Army psyops, and if you're going to call my show, I have a talk show that I work on weekly just to fuck it up, I'm not going to take your call. I don't want to take your call. I don't want to know you. I don't owe you. You understand me? Don't call me. I think Iron has the same type of regimen as well. I take the pillow out, he puts it on the table, he broadcasts. Don't fucking call me today.
Yeah.
Right?
No call.
I don't take any calls.
No, Bruce doesn't take
any calls.
He will ponder a question or a concept. You know?
If you go to at Bruce Montalvo and tweet me, follow me, tweet a question to us. Even if you want to say, hey, fuck you, I'll read it and I'll tell you to go fuck yourself right back. Anyway, someone who's not fucking himself right back.
Or you can go, I got twitter.com/Jaja. I mean,
that's right,
I actually was able to keep that because they were able to screw me out of everything else.
Right. On it. And someone who's not fucking himself right back, troll right here that we're talking about feeding is Trump. And here's what he said. If you didn't hear it, we got a sound clip right here.
So happened to call him a lightweight, okay, and I have said that, so I would like to take that back. He's really not that much of a lightweight. And as far as, and I have to say this, he hit my hands. Nobody has ever hit my hands. I've never heard of this one. Look at those hands. Are they small hands? And he referred to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small. I guarantee you there's no problem. I guarantee.
And there you see it, all the fans at the Pink Floyd concert, the Nazi Pink Floyd concert, are cheering for Pink.
For his penis, Pink's penis.
Pink Trump. Because he's a pink motherfucker, that Trump, I tell you.
So, I mean, basically, Bruce, we know what's going to happen.
Look, we know someone already drew him. They did like a Leonardo DiCaprio freaking style painting of him with his little thumb cock sticking out. So everybody already knows. The painter let it out. The artist let it out. If you Google Donald Trump or whatever portrait, you'll see there's a little fat belly sticking out, his little toenail dick sticking out, his little piggly wiggly dick. He's been exposed.
I don't really care about...
He's not no super macho man.
It doesn't matter.
He's a hoax. He's a flip-flopping hoax. And here's the thing. That bimbo at 9 exposed his whole Trump University thing last night. Well, guess what? I went to a Trump University meeting. And it's a totally complete pyramid scheme, folks. Absolutely. This guy, Trump, is a pyramid scheme. He's just going to let The NSA run wild on you. Everybody's going to have a freaking Jewish star from World War II stamped on them in an internment camp. We're going to be at war with the entire world because he's the most militaristic president. He'll be freaking waterboarding the Iranian Khomeini if he wasn't a CIA agent.
Khomeini.
Or whatever the hell. Camel Toe Khomeini, whatever his name is. I don't care. He's just another goat eyeball eater to me.
Yeah, those are the guys that really.
But that guy doesn't have the temperament to be a president, does he? He should be number one on TalkStream Live. Forget about that fruity neocon Michael Savage. They should have the Donald Trump show at number one on TalkStream Live.
I think he's a great talk show. But
I would listen to that show every day.
He's funny, but he's definitely not presidential. I mean, we don't need our country to go to the barrels of.
Listen, I went to a Trump University meeting, and look what you got. Am I slanging fucking real estate? No, I'm doing a talk show. Do you understand? Trump is not, and I'm better presidential material than Donald Trump. I'll tell you right away.
You have more respect
we would
for
be
people.
A non-interventionist country. I would bring all the troops back immediately, and if anything, yeah, I would have them on the borders, but you wouldn't have to if you abolished the CIA, right? And you'd have a whole lot more money if you got rid of that goddamn IRS, wouldn't you? But those are just some of the talking points that good old candidate Montalvo would bring to the table, right?
Well, wait. You're going to bring it, but Bernie Sanders is probably going to start talking about it this week.
That's right. Just because I like to light up a blunt, real gangster with it, with my khakis on, creased on real nice, this fool Bernie Sanders thinks I'm some, like, card-carrying Democrat. And he's stealing my talking points. Now he wants to abolish the CIA. I mean, Bernie's been around, since the Brontosauruses were around? Yeah. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure I said that last week on the show. We have listeners, hardcore Montalvoites, Molotov Montalvo fans, that will amount to that. And if you're wondering, folks, if the show's about to come to an end.
It's not.
It's not. We're actually doing 2 hours from now on.
That's right.
So prepare yourselves for more excellence of radio execution.
Yeah, it was getting too tense because Bruce and I are big talkers, and we have been going at it for so long already.
Big talkers. I mean, look at these big hands here. But anyway,
huge hands, huge lungs.
You heard it. Huge hands.
Huge lungs.
And that's from a bona fide babe. You hear that? I'm not just, tooting my horn alone like a little fat man in Austin, Texas. I have little T-Rex hands, but it doesn't apply to me. And then it's like crickets in the background.
Crickets, that was hysterical.
No, I have a bona fide babe telling me I have the hugest hands. King Kong hands, almost dinosauric hands. But not T-Rex hands, more like a big-ass fucking brontosaurus. Anyway, go on.
Bruce,
a brachiosaurus.
Your hands can put anybody through a wall. Put it that way.
That's right. All you unisex little rockers out there, I bring the fucking metal. I know the goddamn sweeping arpeggios. I got the fucking pinch harmonics. Goddamn fruits.
Right. So we decided that we were tripping over each other too much because we both have a lot to say, and just as you probably noticed in our later shows, it was just like getting short. A lot of ideas were getting cut because
I had to cut her off with the whole David Duke is freaking related to Zuckerberg is related to a bunch of freaking Nazi Gestapos.
Yeah,
I was
which is
running out of
probably
time,
related
folks.
to me. But before
and there you see how this show, the Bruce Montalvo show, is becoming a talking point, a staple of the alternative and like conservative movement. Everybody is using our talking points. As soon as you say something, they're saying the same thing.
Well, I wish they would talk about Indian Point, I mean, in the end...
I am kind of iffy about Indian Point right now. I'm kind of worried. And I'll tell you why. Because de Blasio can initiate martial law at any time. So if I start sounding the alarm, which I have been, I'll be trapped here with Black Lives Matter and all these scum.
Yeah, that's right.
But I'm going to have to fight my way out of New York.
Yeah, I told you my friend told you a few bunkers that we got around here. But that's real bunkers.
And not just Black Lives Matter, but then you have the P2 Masonic Lodge guinea fruits that suck on the Pope's taint. Okay? They run New York. All the old beefs and grudges. You can guarantee it's the goddamn Iranian Italian Masons that are behind it all. And they're not just some organization that got co-opted, folks. They've always been evil. Everything evil that has to do with the New World Order comes from the Freemasons, these mystic freaking occultists, these druids, these satanic demagogue druids that have been running this malevolent, authoritarian, totalitarian establishment since really the dawn of time.
Right. I'm sorry, Bruce. I was just looking at David Dinkins because
who?
It's one of New York's older mayors because Bloomberg already figured out was not a Jew.
Yeah, but we're under complete and total just toxic waste freaking nuke here.
Right, I understand it, but this is
complete and total crisis.
Right, and you have to understand it that the reason who plays with the nukes. I mean, who gets their hands on them? Nazi scientists. So, of course, they want to get rid of New York. So, one has to look. They think, oh, New Jews are so not a Jew. Okay, not a Jew. I don't care if you thought he was a Jew or he ended up in synagogue.
These supposed patriots think that they're Khazars. Then they're Jews. It goes back to the Jews being bad. Well, this is a Germanic cult. This is a Germanic death cult that has this just baby-making ritual, this baby-making operation known as Operation Lebensborn, and they've infiltrated other races even. They've infiltrated African-American races to take over that narrative. I mean, the Nazis escaped to Argentina and South America, folks, through the rat lines, through the Vatican rat lines. What, you don't think they were banging out a bunch of Sofia Vergaras out there in Colombia? I mean, the freaking guys that the Colombian women have to deal with are busy fucking donkeys. You don't think a German with blue eyes is going to sweep in there and be like, oh, come to me, baby. Right? I mean, you said yourself in Brazil, how many freaking German women are in Brazil, you said?
Well,
they even have little German Frau towns?
Gisele Bündchen, for example, she's the most famous fashion model in Brazil, and I think she gets paid $10,000 for every step she takes. I think that's how much her salary is in the world. It's ridiculous. I think at one point it was so high. And, like, when I was living there. But in the south, in the Rio Grande do Sul, in Florianopolis, and a few other towns around there, which is close to Argentina, so that right there, they're all blonde hair, blue eyes, a lot of twins. But yeah, basically their breeding program. And their breeding program is just...
It's an Illuminati breeding program.
Yeah.
I mean, the same people that are breeding these Lebensborn, these satanic Germans, are the same people that did 9/11 and are the same people that are spraying and geoengineering our skies. Are they not?
Yeah, but Bruce, I want to just talk... You keep saying satanic Germans. I need to go over this with you because I have a lot of friends that are German. And a lot of people are very good people.
Good, and I'm El Gran Sephardim.
Right.
Does that mean that all freaking people who speak Spanish are part of the Alumbrados?
No.
No, I understand where you're going, but finish.
Okay, but I'm just saying that it's still... You could even be a kid of some of these Operation Lebensborn. It doesn't even matter. The fact is some people are amazing people. It's not those people that are messing you and I up or the average person up. A lot of those people are even helping us, and I've had a lot of German. One of my producers German. One of my art dealers is German.
That's fine, but the fact of the matter is you can see the swastika hanging from the evil ones. You can see the reptilian eye slit from the evil ones. I mean, people like David Puke and Ronald freaking Trump, Ron Paul, who... I mean, Donald Trump is literally just taking Ron Paul's game plan and kind of running with it, but more like a neocon. Oh, yeah, 9/11. Meanwhile, what did Donald Trump say about 9/11 when they asked him about the rhetoric of the truthers? He said, I don't believe anything they say.
Right.
So in the end, Donald Trump's a flip-flopping fuck. You can't trust anything he says. He's not going to build a freaking wall, folks. He freaking loves Mexicans. He'll get Mexicans to build a half-ass wall, get you to pay for it, and pocket the rest, probably. Okay? While building all sorts of...
It'll say Trump Plaza. It'd be an international cuisine
Trump
hotel.
Wall. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And here's another thing. They want to say, oh, there's so many Mexicans pouring into the United States right now, bro. No, they're not. They're actually doing the opposite. I mean, as soon as... Look, I'll tell you what. I was in a Mexican market over in LA. I went in there, I was getting myself a beer, and I hear this little salsa song talking about, oh, hay un negro en la Casa Blanca. Talking about there's a black guy in the White House. So, what do you think? You think the friggin' Latinos are going to want to come here with songs like that? Talking about, hay un negro en la Casa Blanca? Talking about they're going to get the fuck out of here now? It just got worse? I mean, come on, why do you think Black Lives Matter doesn't destroy all the welfare offices? Huh? If you're really that anti-government, you really want to feel the burn, why don't you go destroy friggin' the EBT food stamps place? Come on, bro. Put a fucking anarchy sign over it, man. Spray paint it on it.
Right, and you know what that would happen to society. It would be a complete mess. That would be chaos.
But that's what guys like Ronald Trump and his son, Rand Paul, who kidnapped women. But look it up, folks. He kidnapped a woman and forced her to smoke freaking weed to some idol called Aqua Buddha. Yet that's perfectly cool, right? All the freaking secret fags and alternative media think that's cool, bro. Yeah, gnarly. Oh, and he put on a big nose and he was part of some secret society. All these guys are part of secret societies. All right? All these guys are probably part of freaking some type of skull and bones fraternity where they all gotta like jerk it inside a coffin and talk about all the times that they diddled this and that. I mean, these guys are sick. These are the type of guys that pee on each other in freaking woods.
Yeah. You know who's worse, though? I think that Ron Paul and Rand Paul are far worse than Donald Trump. I mean, you
were saying it. What are they going to do if they get rid of all the Planned Parenthoods and the EBT offices?
Oh,
these guys say that they're pro-life, but they're going to shut down all the places where these kids can eat. Or they're going to let them breed, but they're going to take away the food.
Exactly. And then they're going to have the biggest jets and fly out of the country. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to create Elysium, where they could just pop out of the country, leave.
Yeah, they want to have their own planet.
Destroy.
With all the friggin' life enhancement technology, life extension technology, and they want to leave you and me here in a desert like that stupid-ass Vicente Fox said. That guy's retarded. That guy reminds me, Vicente Fox reminds me of somebody I know. Somebody that talks like this, cabron. You are a cabron. You, Donald Trump, are a cabron. You're a pendejo. You know how many guys I know that talk...
Bruce is doing his father.
Hey, cabron.
And then...
No, Vicente Fox isn't my father.
Wait, no, but Bruce is doing his real father. And then
first of all, Vicente... They all have... If the president can't go 4 seconds without saying fuck, I mean, just imagine what you got to deal with as a Chicano, folks. If you got a freaking padre... That's like Vicente Fox with it. He's real presidential. The minute he comes in, he gives you that stare. He's like, what are you fucking looking at, cabron?
I never heard a full sentence from him at all.
Anyway, this is an emergency broadcast. His balls are probably going to start glowing green, too, because, they're releasing so many toxic fumes in Los Angeles. And this show, folks, is called Toxic Avengers Nuked York. Okay, we are the Toxic Avengers of Nuked York.
That's right. And what is Donald Trump going to do? He's got Trump Plaza. He's got
Fiddler's Green, because that's what it's going to become. Everybody's going to be killing themselves because 4 days after there's no food and all the grocery stores are naked, folks. Okay, people are going to eat each other, literally.
But you know how long it's going to take. Listen, Bruce. The thing is that with this nuclear disaster, it's so slow that people are not going to pay any attention.
I tell you what's going to happen to Trump. You said what's going to happen to Trump with this nuke thing? He's going to turn into a freaking toxic monster. He's going to turn into Cthulhu, okay? Because that's what The Guardian has him under. Could Cthulhu trump the other Super Tuesday contender? Okay, well, that's what he's going to turn into. Look at him.
Wow.
That's what he's going to turn into. A toxic freaking waste scungio. All right? That's what he is.
He's losing it.
Look, he's doing the reptilian eye change. Go to theguardian.com, folks, and could Cthulhu the other Super Tuesday contenders? That's what Trump's going to look like if he stays here in Nuked York. All right, and these are the Toxic Avengers here telling you to save that ass. We got to get the fuck out of here. What am I going to be broadcasting from wherever the Dodgers play in spring break? Wherever the fuck they play? What, Vero Beach? No, this is Bruce Montalvo broadcasting from Vero Beach.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mang.
And we
eating
can
my
tell
fucking Cuban sandwiches. Mang. That's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did to Trump. It was like a Cuban sandwich with like Canadian bacon in it. They just sandwich him in between Fruit Lupio and that Fruit Cruz that's banging Caitlyn Jenner now. But anyway, what are we going to do? You see
really
what's going to happen to Trump?
You really think that Caitlyn Jenner gave head to Ted Cruz?
Dear God. I didn't go that far, folks.
But you said that he looked really sexy.
First of all, why is he coming out in the media? Why is freaking Caitlyn Jenner coming out in the media saying, I like Ted Cruz?
I get it. And Charo was coming out.
For Donald.
I love Donald Trump.
No, you forgot. She said Donald J. Trump.
Donald J. Trump.
First of all, did you see when she was like on stage? She just jumped on stage and started screaming for Donald J. Trump. Yeah, she was screaming, He grabbed her by the wrists, and he looked like he was raping her. Okay, that's enough with tantalizing and titillating the audience.
That was ridiculous.
Those are my big hands that are all over her that are doing that to her.
No, she's an embarrassment for Latina ladies. She's a true embarrassment because
absolutely
she's not well spoken. Why? I mean, how many years has she been in this fucking country? Okay, she has a career in this country, that Colombian. She has been made famous in this country. She knows so many American actors and actresses. She is a put-on. I am sure she completely dumbs it down for the audiences here. They don't want to see a famous Latina woman, aside from maybe Sonia Sotomayor. And
that's another one that runs drugs and has a Mexican mafia tattoo on her tit. What are you talking about? I get it. You like how professional she looks.
No, she sounds smart.
She probably had something to do with the whacking of Anton Scalia.
But
she was probably in on it. You see her smiling up there like, hey, hey. They probably had some freaking guy named El Chapo's go in there and freaking, like, flog him with a freaking, like if it's David Ferry with like a pillow over his face.
What I think happened to Justice Scalia...
Hey, kill him with my pillow.
I think... See, that's the key right there. I think that's a joke. See, that's what made me trigger and say, Justice Scalia, they're all talking about him, like, being gay. I don't know, pedos, something weird, sex freak.
Saying he was part of the Bohemian Grove. You know what they do in the Bohemian Grove? Nixon was there.
Okay.
The Bushes are there, an owl's nest. They all pee on each other in the woods naked. And they invite Bill Clinton. He's not a member. I actually know people who allowed me to walk through the Bohemian Grove, through the Russian River, not on the premises, but I was there. But anyway, go on.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that I thought that you can talk about that later, but I wanted to say that Justice Scalia was so, I don't know, he just seemed healthy, and maybe he wanted to go to, like, Argentina or Brazil and get his sex change and just go out with a bang.
Well, then there's the psyop, because they also said that he had some type of health problems. And then the Sun came out and said, hey, all these conspiracy theories about my dad aren't helping, they're hurting, which is indicative of how the CIA or Shadow Gov just goes in there through the back rooms and says, hey, you're going to talk to the reporters, this is what you're going to do, you're going to shut your mouth, you're going to keep quiet, or else we're going to make it hurt. They use intimidation tactics. It's complete total COINTELPRO tactics.
Right.
All right? The government is dirty, and they can get freaking a saint to start lying.
Okay, so what they had on Family Guy, they basically said, they gave the script, they said, oh, Justice Scalia is going to die on a hunting trip with Dick Cheney.
No, they said Dick Cheney straight up popped his ass.
Yeah, this is
pop.
How many years ago was that?
Rat-a-tat-tat on that phone.
How many years ago did they predict that?
Well, close to 10 years.
That was 10 years ago,
10 years. I thought it was a little bit more frequent, but it was over a decade
closer,
ago.
Yeah. Wow. So it was 10 years ago. This was like scripted.
Couldn't they give him the heads up?
That's what I'm saying. You know that his family would have been aware of his name being mentioned. If my uncle Art Matrano sued Family Guy and won for that, well, fuck you, Art Matrano. Anyway, that
guy, your uncle, reminds me of a 70s porn star in a cop outfit.
Yeah, well, he looks
like a total sleazeball.
Oh my god, he was so sleazy. He was trying to.
Yo, he was down with Hugh Hefner. He was trying to get me to write for sex magazines when I was 18. I'm like, get away from me. I'm in art school. Like, leave me alone, you
What
bitch.
a sleepy fucktard.
When I was 15, he was like, I can get you in commercials. Don't worry.
Didn't some Arab guy want to buy you from your dad in, like, freaking Pakistan or something?
In Israel.
What's the difference?
40 camels when I was, like, 15.
Dear God, so you were worth 40 camels.
Yeah, they wanted a true American virgin.
These freaking Arab Jesuits never cease to amaze me, folks. And you know what doesn't cease to amaze me is global warming fucktards like Leonardo DiCaprio, who beat out Sly Stallone for an Oscar. I mean, that is a complete and total travesty. And joining me now is Sylvester Stallone on the line to comment. Rocky, what do you make of Leonardo DiCaprio getting an Oscar?
Hey, I don't think too much of it because, the guy didn't even bother to thank his partner, the bear, that did all the acting. Last time I checked, it was that bear that was raping his ass that allowed him to finally get an Oscar. Hey, Adrian!
Thank you, Rocky. So there you have it. Rocky doesn't think that DiCaprio is worthy of an Oscar, and I don't either. Personally, didn't that guy say in The Wolf of Wall Street that he would suck a cock in order to get to the top? I mean, the guy's a complete and total cocksucker. I don't care if him and Jonah Hill hang out on yachts with freaking naked bimbos. Okay, the guy's probably banging freaking Jonah Hill in the back, a little fat, little squirrely fucktard. He even forgot to thank the bear that raped him in the ass. And the whole Oscars was just a piece of shit trash can freaking Oscar. Okay, everything was about rape. You even have freaking Gaga going up there and singing about rape and shit. Why commemorating DiCaprio getting raped by this fucking bear? And I'm sick and fucking tired of hearing about global fucking warming. Look up the Vostok ice samples and you'll see that it's actually the reverse of it, folks. The world's actually getting colder. And if not, they're controlling the fucking weather with HAARP.
That's right.
So, you know what, DiCaprio? I'm sick of you, and I'm sick of all you motherfuckers that have your goddamn jets and go to places, indigenous places, and deny them the right to build a dam. But meanwhile, you have a freaking mansion and all sorts of rooms with freaking air conditioning and high-flying jets, and you're leaving a carbon footprint the size of Godzilla, and you have the audacity to come out and say global warming gibberish. I don't believe it. Fuck global warming, but most importantly, fuck you.
Yeah, and you know what's amazing? You talk about that movie, The Revenant. It was so bad. It was just an
bear ass rape scene. That's all it was.
So bad. And you mentioned The Wolf of Wall Street, and he was actually
the guy said he would suck a cock.
Okay, but he was a better actor in that movie. In that movie,
he wasn't lying.
He was acting.
No, that wasn't acting. Okay. That was a true statement.
He was true, but he was a better. He was actually acting in that movie. I don't know how anybody can win an Oscar for getting butt raped by a bear
Let me tell you something.
Hours.
Those sons of bitches with their satellites spied on me. All right. I went to Yosemite, all right, a while back, maybe like 2006. I went to Yosemite. I was hanging out. I was drinking some Seagram's gin. All right, we're all playing guitar. We had a little fire and stuff. All right, hanging out, doing the California thing. And I'm chilling. I go and I'm out. And there's a huge baby bear that stampedes right in front of me. He literally could have slapped my face off with his claws. All right, he ran right in front of me. He was almost as close as Jaja's nuclear reactors are close to me right now with my big hands. Literally. I mean, I was going to go toe-to-toe with this bear. I would have been wrestling this bear. I would have been like worse than the Fox and the Hound going up against this bear. All right? And this guy, DiCaprio, he's rolling around with the bear. He's like the bear's like licking his nipples. I mean, what the hell? You got an Oscar for that? I mean, did you see Creed? I think Stallone got robbed.
Yeah, I thought he was.
I think he got robbed. I mean, Stallone's gone up against Dolph Lundgren.
He did good, Rocky.
He's gone up against freaking Clubber Lang. I pity the fool. I'm gonna crucify you, Balboa, real bad. He's gone up against them all. But this time he went up against the toughest opponent of his life, cancer.
Hey, yo, I'm trying to knock out cancer.
And you mean to tell me that this fucktard that said that he would blow somebody actually gets an Oscar and Stallone gets snubbed? Absolute horseshit. And that's Bruce's Entertainment Minute.
What do you think, Bruce? Do you think David Dinkins looked like Frank Marshall Davis and Barack Obama?
Okay, now David Dinkins is the former mayor
of New
York.
First black mayor.
You got him next to a picture of Obama, Obama next to a picture of Frank Marshall Davis. And all these niggas with an N-I-G-G-A, hope I don't end up like Imus for saying that, they all got the same freaking smile.
The same teeth, actually. And actually, when they relax their chin, they do have all the same German chin there.
They have a very German chin.
They do.
What do we call these guys? Lebensblacks? Nazi niggas?
Nazi niggas.
All right, Kanye, if you steal this from me, you pig fucking swine, okay, with your fat elf cankly wife, all right, and her sister, Chewbacca. All right, Nazi niggas. Yo, word up.
That's right. So, yeah, it looks like they're all, to make sense though, first black mayor, first
Nazi
black
niggas.
president, they're all up there. So I think the leader of them would probably be Barack, right? Then you'd have the leader of the females would be, I don't know, Beyonce or something.
Oh, God. Actually, that would be Beelzebub.
Yeah.
Or Sasha Fierce, whatever the MK Ultra Nazi Laurel Canyon Lookout Mountain induced entity says it is.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so you got to be on the inside, and you got to be on the right side on the inside, you know. And
no, this guy wouldn't have revealed that New York is nuked. Okay?
No,
nobody's revealing that New York is nuked. Okay, New York has been nuked. It's all over the news, folks. A nuclear threat looms over New York. This is worse than Fukushima. Cortland cleans up in energy wars along Hudson with Spectra Pipeline. Apparently, there's some type of 2.8 million pipeline already being built here. This is what you've been mentioning.
Mm-hmm.
So the water's getting funky, folks. We did an emergency broadcast. New York City, Indian Point Nuclear Power Plant leaking worse than Fukushima. You can find that video on YouTube. Be sure to go to Exposed News and exposednewstv.wordpress.com. But check us out on YouTube, folks, and you'll find those videos there. And we're literally up in arms, and we may be making jokes. No, but this is heavy stuff. Okay? It's all premeditated. If you watch The Simpsons, you've heard me make jokes about Homer Simpson and the nuclear power plant. But there you see, Springfield is right next to the nuclear power plant. The nuclear power plant provides all the energy to Springfield. Now, if you remember, The Simpsons have been great at exposing 9/11, the predictive programming in 9/11. Now, there you have it. This is worse than Fukushima. This is a new 9/11. And The Simpsons predicted it once again, how they quarantined the city in the movie. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if de Blasio instituted total and complete martial law on the streets of New York City over this uncontrollable nuclear waste leak. I mean, the landlords are already going crazy. Trump's probably selling and selling and selling right now. You don't even know what type of backdoor
that's true.
That's
true. You don't know. We don't know.
That son of a bitch is doing right now.
You don't know who's making plans to leave.
You don't know who's trying to get the hell out of here. Okay, Clinton's got a thyroid problem now. She's got a house by Indian Point.
Yeah, it's 11 miles. I figured it out where she lives in Chappaqua, I think.
So this is a complete and total emergency broadcast. Even as you hear me on air right now, this isn't infotainment, folks. I'm warning you. If you live in the New York City area, look up this Indian Point, New York freaking nuclear spill. And it's no joke.
But the problem is, Bruce, is that right now, since we've been talking about it, they came out with some psyop that's now clouding the real truth with some lie about poop, bird poop. Now, I was sitting next to somebody in the emergency room, and, he said something about my book, and he says, it's no secret that there was a war on the Jews. It was like Puerto Rican black and white. I said, oh, yeah. And then I told him about the Indian power plant. He said, oh, yeah, nobody's going to really pay much attention to that.
And I have that article right here.
And the first thing that he said to me was, what about it, the poop? I said, that's the psyop.
That's what they got to him first?
It's what got to him first because that's the only thing the average American New Yorker
They're not telling
know.
you it's leaking uncontrollably.
No, they
the
won't.
Mainstream ain't going to tell you that.
No, they're going to tell you
there's
there's a poop.
ain't going to tell you that.
There's poop in the American...
Here's what they're saying. The lamestream is saying, the dinosaur media is saying that bird poop is to be blamed for the Indian Point nuclear reactor shutdown. Bird feces piling up on the power lines is the most likely reason behind the latest shutdown of the Indian Point reactor in New York. Yeah, right. I'll believe that when my shit turns purple and smells like rainbow sherbet.
It's about to. You always say that, but it's about to. So you might as well check your poop.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's going to start glowing.
That's it. You ate that artichoke pizza and whatever else. I don't know. I mean,
I'm going to poop one of those green bars from The Simpsons, probably. This is outrageous.
Yeah, it's really scary in terms of our long-range.
It doesn't matter where you go. This is a complete and total just prison freaking earth.
It does matter where you go. And I think that specifically New York City, it could be on their agenda.
There is no escape from the electric eye of the New World Order.
That's true. But they aren't going to hit all places all the time at once, and that's how it is. But here is a slow kill. People will get sick in such minuscule increments that it will be unnoticeable, and nobody will really pay much mind. Even though there's increased thyroid cancers, and I hear people coughing really terrible, like heavy, and
they're hacking like freaking loogies. You know what I mean? It sounds disgusting. People are getting sick. I mean, you're opening up trash cans here to throw your trash, and you see that everybody's drinking bottled water. Now, I thought we were the only ones.
Yeah, everybody.
But, I mean, it just doesn't click in their heads. It doesn't go bing, that the water is toxic. It's more toxic than freaking Britney Spears' taint or her feet after she walks in a freaking bathroom, right? Any of those hicks? Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, I'm going along with the song here.
The most recent leak, however, according to the assessment of the New York Department of State as part of the Coastal Zone Management Assessment, contains a variety of radioactive elements such as strontium-90, cesium-137, cobalt-60, and nickel-63 in addition to tritium. So, and they also have another one from HuffPost that the Hudson River has got an uncontrollable radioactive flow. For more than a decade, it's been impossible for operators for the Indian Point nuclear power plant to stop highly radioactive reactor and spent fuel pool coolant from leaking into the groundwater and migrating into the Hudson River. There's no indication that the company has developed the ability to prevent the latest uncontrolled leaks from following the underground waterway into the Hudson. Let me tell you something. Schumer does not want it shut down. He said that where else is New York going to get their electricity from? Where else? He's like, where else are they going to pay such cheap amount? Let's just shut everybody up. Okay, everybody, shut up. That's where we're at right now. And they're scared. They don't want to tell anybody. New York they can take a lot of beatings, and it's very hard for them to actually believe. What's going on, and they won't take it that serious until they see people like dropping or turning into zombies right before their eyes. I think it's going to take a lot to move in New York.
It's going to look like 28 days later here. It's just going to be complete and total bedlam. If we don't get out of here while we still can, then we're going to fight the hordes and hordes of New Yorkers. And here's the worst case scenario. What if they deem other New Yorkers, or the whole lot of us, to be radioactive and quarantine us? Put us in freaking Japanese internment camps that have been just reinvigorated and reassimilated.
Right.
What then?
Well, listen, Bruce, I can tell you that I can deactivate us. There's some herbs that you can take
Schizanthia, I think I have, and it's like a berry, and that takes away some of the effects. We've been taking kelp, and we've been wearing scalar energy and keeping orgone around us at all times, because that has been shown and proven to push away radioactive activity. It's just that, you can't. I mean, I believe that scalar can do some kind of counter against it, but I don't think that we...
Yeah, so do the Masons who use it during their ceremonies.
Exactly.
The scalar wands.
The scalar wands. You can buy...
Tesla wands.
Listen, Jay Dyer's a piece of shit.
Who? I don't want to
He
throw
wrote an
out
article
names.
about me. Listen,
Yeah.
he made a video about me. We got it removed, but a video, but they got, 1,500 hits.
All right, the guy she mentioned is a complete and total shill. One of these secret fags in alternative media that we started the show with. And really, if any of these guys were to go toe-to-toe with El Gran Montalvo for 5 minutes, I mean, I'd literally make their face go black and blue, wouldn't I?
Yeah,
Look at these big ass
not
hands.
just physically.
Look at mentally, too.
Yeah.
Intellectually,
Yeah.
but physically.
These guys are activists. They don't fight.
Yeah. Well, not me, baby. Not me. Not me at all. And COINTELPRO knows that. They know that because they've seen me courtside looking at them. Okay? I would have either sued you or beaten the shit out of you. All right? And you know who you are, rotting in jail right now, eating a cock meat sandwich. All you COINTELPRO fucks out there listening. Hey, what's up?
So, yeah, Jay Dyer made a video about me.
Again, with the names. They heard it already once. What are we going to promote this guy? How about Bruce Montalvo, right. At Bruce Montalvo.
Okay, and he wrote an article about my scalar wands, making fun of me.
Yeah, the douchebag you mentioned.
That's right. And so he's gone after me on several occasions, and he won't take this stupid article down. But, it's funny. This is what's amazing.
I even threatened him.
But what?
I threatened him with an ass kick and a wedgie.
But this is what's amazing, why he makes him look bad. Because I was like, who? When I first saw that article years ago, I was like, who is that punk? He's supposed to be in the Truth Movement. He's making himself look bad because I originally got the scalar energy from somebody in the Truth Movement that told me about it, that spoke to me about that it was Tesla energy, and it was somehow just made small into this vehicle.
Compressed. They compress the quartz onto the tip of the scalar wand.
And it becomes just a vehicle for healing. It's
right.
just in that particular shape. And it's not like a magic wand, but the wand instrument does work because of the spiraling effect. You have to it's easy to make it go, you have to physically put a little spin into it with your hand. Now, when I saw that article dissing me or making fun of me, I'm like, well, that guy's making himself look bad because if he's supposed to be a truther or in the Patriot movement and trying to tell the truth, I mean, it's straight up, I talk about Tesla's energy. So I am mentioning the Wilhelm Reich. And who is this guy to, try to disprove something that I've used? The only thing that made me think is that, oh, he must be one of those fucking Masons.
And you know who they work for? They all work for Alex Jones, folks. Alex Jones tries to intimidate anybody. You may hear this guy say, oh, yeah, start your own show. Be your own voice. Start your own blog. He's going to watch your blog. He's going to spy on you, troll it, send COINTELPRO after you, and do everything to shut you down, even though this fat, greasy pig has gotten $87 million worth from the government because they repealed the Smith-Mundt Act, and now there's government-sponsored propaganda. You can get a check from that. So these are the guys. The guy she mentioned that is muckraking against Jaja, that's... you're putting the criminal, tree together. You're trying to figure out who the heads of the who are, right? Of what gang. That's the guy at the top. The fat guy with the speech impediment. No, I'm not talking about Rush Limbaugh either.
Yeah, but actually...
I'm talking about the Rush Limbaugh wannabe.
But the guy who's trolling me with all those articles, his own father, I figured out, is Ted Turner. Teddy Turner II. And his grandfather...
Well, you just mentioned Alex Jones's boss, actually.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You just won up
the boss. Well, that's what I'm saying. That boss is Alex's boss. So that guy is just he's not so low on the totem pole, and he's not just taking Alex's orders. He's taking Ted Turner's orders.
So you have a guy like Ted Turner who has infiltrated alternative media.
Yes. So it's Ted Turner's grandkids he's got a lot of grandkids too. You can look it up. You can go to
German,
Google.
Lebensborn, and Ted Turner.
Look up Ted Turner's grandchildren. There's pictures. There's a whole family picture, and in one of those pictures you'll see the guy that I mentioned, and maybe a few other familiar faces, including Teddy Turner II. So this guy is the grandchild and the son of Teddy Turner II. So he's Teddy Turner III. That's why they came up with a fake name for him.
Right. Now, moving on. There's a synarchist movement out there, folks. And you see it with Trump. Now, Trump's going out there and he's buying all the support and the dislike of Hollywood as well. He's going out there and getting their approval and disapproval. He's getting people to come out against him on purpose. I mean, they're talking about how they're going to leave the country if he gets elected. What? The loser from Slipknot, whose music equals shit. What? This Corey Taylor guy. Now this guy thinks he could be a radio DJ. It's just beyond me. I mean, Slipknot literally sucked, folks. I heard that band, and the only thing that made that band relevant was the drummer. I mean, the drummer was the shit. All right, now this guy's going around punching guys at WWE events. Some big tough guy, right? I bet Donald Trump, small hands and all, would be able to kick this guy Corey Taylor of Slipknot's ass. And really, who the fuck cares if Miley Cyrus leaves if Trump's elected president? If anything, now that's a reason for me to kind of hope that Trump does get elected. Believe it or not, that's right. Bruce Montalvo has officially endorsed fascism. And if Trump gets elected and these people keep their promise and leave, like the Miley Cyruses leave, or that Irish fucktard Connor, whatever the fuck, I mean, that guy, who is he? He's just some UFC idiot. Somebody's going to get killed in that thing anyway. I mean, I like good old-fashioned boxing. I don't know about all these octagons and these guys. Really, that's like the gayest thing, too. I mean, they just sit there and they do this Brazilian jiu-jitsu and just lay on top of each other for like hours. What, that's supposed to be a fight? You seen that MMA shit?
Yeah, I don't know what Brazilian jiu-jitsu is, Bruce.
No, I know what capoeira is. You should be afraid of somebody if you're in a street fight and they bust that shit out if it gets to the ground. Because they're going to just tear you apart like an anaconda. Yeah. But seriously, I mean, I made a comment while you were away. What do you make of Miley Cyrus saying she'll leave the country if Trump's elected? Doesn't that kind of make you want to vote for Trump in a way?
I don't care about Miley. I don't really care what she does. She's spaced out. But she did this art show. All of a sudden,
they took her to Lookout Mountain, and they put her in front of the freaking, Clockwork Orange machine with the eyeballs opened up, and they MK Ultra'd the shit out of her.
They did something.
And they had her dad raping her at Bohemian Grove.
That's what somebody said. That's Henry Macau?
Yeah, we don't like to mention names. We tell them to go to Exposed News Alternative.
Yeah, but you weren't at Bohemian Grove watching it. That guy Macau was probably watching it, and he's reporting it.
Bill Jones, Kaltenbrunner, was there too, and derivatives and all.
He was bragging about that again today. How he was like, I went to the Bohemian Grove.
These guys,
I had been there.
who brags about another man's hard abs and sniffing their gym shorts while they work out? I mean, literally, this guy, Alex Jones, is such a star fucker, folks. Oh, and he thinks he's some type of actor, right? Because he's been in what were you, in A Scanner Darkly, standing behind a freaking Masonic lodge that was camouflaged as a burger joint? Really? What, did you get to sniff Keanu Reeves' underpants backstage too? Alex Jones? Really? I mean, that guy licked Charlie Sheen clean like a cat.
Yeah.
According to other effeminate...
But you keep talking
to other effeminate Barney the Dinosaur broadcasters themselves.
Yes, but you know what's funny? You make the connection right now, because Charlie Sheen is from the line of Albert Spears. And like I said, Donald Trump is from the bloodline of Albert Spears.
Oh, so they got a fake feud going on between them now, too. Apparently, the Sheen is now doesn't think that Donald Trump should be winning.
Oh, God. And he's winning.
That's
winning.
it.
Don't winning.
And meanwhile, Trump, that's all he says. Is
It's his
winning.
uncle. Anyway.
Yeah, they're related,
It's
right?
his uncle. I figured it out. There was like 8 originally from Albert Spears had 8 kids on the record, and then they had kids. So one of them would be Britney Spears, and then the other cousin would be Justin Timberlake, and then the other cousin...
But doesn't that guy kind of look like he has top ramen for hair? Or at least in the 90s, it looked like Justin Timberlake had top ramen for hair.
Ugh, doesn't he own MySpace? I think he co-opted it, but I don't know who goes there anymore.
What space?
I used to be in the top 10, Bruce, and then they wrote me, this is, we're tired of you, and they got rid of me.
That's the most fucked up thing I've ever heard.
I had like 65,000 fans and like couple of million plays. I don't remember, and they just was like, we don't want this bitch anymore. First white white female rapper without
Justin Timberlake. You could bet your nuclear reactors that he was behind that one, baby.
They all were. Well, from what I saw, they totally chopped up my styles. They used it for a Victoria's Secret's runway show one year, an entire line. And they based it off of every single photograph, down from my underwears that I got in Brazil to my style, this double strap bra thing, the push.
My hands start to kind of get enlarged when you talk about your Brazilian underwear. But keep going. It's like they start pulsating. I don't know. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah. So, and then there was songs that he ripped off also. Some of them were clear as day to me. So one of my songs called Never Can Say Goodbye, but it wasn't the old one, Never Can Say, it was another one, it's like a rap and reggae, and he took it and he made, but yeah, left and right, he was taking from me, and he's run by Sony. I can't go to the courts anymore. I'm
so anyway, they're all related, Sheen, Trump, they're all related. Now, you mentioned scalar energy earlier, moving on to another mind-boggling topic. And then you have the Albert Spears Nazi bloodline exposed there in entertainment. They're running for president. What do you make of this? We mentioned the scalar energy in the quartz, folks, and the healing energy. But it could also create some type of cloak that's used for weaponry.
Really?
For military weaponry.
A cloak? Like a protective.
Like an invisible cloak, right out of a Wonder Woman comic book. And that's what I'm trying to get at.
I don't know.
The whole MH17, it disappeared, right, with the Rothschild patent for the scalar technology.
They got rid of that plane.
How did that plane disappear? Apparently they found some other traces here and there. Somebody got a place of the train, a place of the plane, and they just put it out there. Kind of like how they found O.J. Simpson's knife all of a sudden, right? They're just coming up with this weird evidence out of nowhere.
I'll get some real conspiracy right now. I'll get real conspiracy right now. What they could be doing with these people, hijacking some of them off the planes and landing them, and literally they could be throwing them on islands, asking them to survive. Now, we've seen a lot of very weird movies coming out of Laurel Canyon. That movie Circle, and you have the Hunger Games. I mean, what's to say that they don't use real modules of people like that?
It's out there. The Illuminati has done death games, some type of human death games, where they go out and they hunt real live people.
Right, and this is how else would they get 200? How many people are on a plane? 200, 300 people, 400 people? Depends on the size of the plane. But they could get an automatic little colony of people that they can start using for psychological pressure games.
That's absolutely right, because every time they have some type of, are they ever going to disclose UFO? Bullshit. Those are all just Nazi freaking just fun times that they're having, going out and flying their little toys like people fly drones nowadays. Okay, they're never going to disclose that. And most of the time, if there is some type of incident where people disappear, there's some type of UFO incident, more than likely it's black ops, it's government that was behind them, either killing people, capturing people, just testing on people, experimenting on people, you name it. It's black ops.
I was reading that in the book, The Secret War Against Jews, and they have so many layers of black ops, even they have records, they have it, they have the documents, it's all on American soil, actually, what they do to people, and they are always fucking with the American people. Domestic terrorists, they consider people like Bruce and I domestic terrorists and very targeted, maybe guinea pig, maybe experimented on, who knows. We do know that what we say resonates. We did say you could check the record. I did say Donald Trump, let me see how big it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't even say that. I didn't even say that I wanted to see his dick. I said that I made the joke that Rubio and Cruz look like little weenies trying to suck his dick, and so I just made that joke, you know what I'm saying? Like, I demand as the American people that we want to know how big your dick is. And booyaka, everybody's talking about it. It's like penis gate. Is that what we should call it? Cock gate. Trump gate. Trump.
Dick Trump gate. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, if you want to support the show, the Bruce Montalvo Show, be sure to go to eastspymall.com and use my coupon code there, which is Bruce Save 10%. I believe it's Bruce 10%. Bruce NY. That's the one. You save 10% if you use the coupon code BruceNY over at eastspymall.com. Again, amazing, incredible, top-of-the-line, high-quality CCTV surveillance systems and spy gear, spy gadgets. If you want a spy pen, if you want to be able to, just do what Bond does, go to eastspymall.com. Again, that's eastspymall.com and use coupon code BruceNY. You save 10%. And if you're looking for the best in organic tea, folks, peach, blueberry, you name it, go to lacharmteausa.com and use coupon code BruceNY, and you'll save 10% there as well. And, of course, go to Conceptual Subculture on Etsy and Antique Obsessions on Etsy.com.
We're also on Amazon, so you can go to amazon.com/handmade.
And that's what funds this show,
folks.
That's what's fun this show, because I don't freaking promote government-sponsored propaganda. Okay, this isn't a propaganda bullhorn. It's a bullhorn telling you the truth, nothing but the truth, just the facts, like Dragnet. Right? Like that show Dragnet. That's all we are, is just the facts. Okay? I'm a investigative researcher of just epic freaking proportions.
Yeah, and you came up with the concept. No, not that you came up with it, because it was already on YouTube, but you brought it to my attention. You asked me my opinion about Katy Perry and JonBenet Ramsey, and immediately I was able to locate photos of identical comparisons. And anybody can do that. They just pull up Katy Perry, pull up JonBenet Ramsey. You will see eventually.
Well, we talked about that a couple of shows back. And we put up a video. Now, for some reason, I think there was a problem with YouTube, with you couldn't monetize the video, so we took it down before it got like 6,000 views. A shocking JonBenet Ramsey is Katy Perry. She's still alive. And we're meaning to put it up on some other channel, folks, but when it's back up, they all know when we put up these Nazi doppelgangers, or just the best doppelgangers on the internet come from Jaja's camp, folks. And I help her put them up, of course. But that's the thing. This conspiracy is now gone viral, and they're not giving us credit where credit is due, because they say a new video has resurfaced. Well, which video left in order for that video to resurface? The conspiracy, it was our video. Again, you could find the article on Katy Perry being JonBenet Ramsey on exposednewsalternative.wordpress.com. And again, in the past shows, if you go to Spreaker.com, in our archives, the Bruce Montalvo Show archives, you will find the show we did where we exposed that. So we were there at the forefront. They're saying this other guy did it.
Yeah, they want to give credit to somebody else.
We looked at his research. There was another guy that made the comparison before, but
mine was so much on point.
Our comparison
was the proof of the
literally
pudding.
Got like 6,000 views in less than 2 days.
You need to put them. I don't know why it's even down, but it should be.
I already explained to the audience with some type of YouTube monetize fumble on my part.
Okay, put it back up.
You know, it's
Definitely
just
awesome.
That's huge. That's huge right there. You got O.J. Simpson now. It seems like they're bringing up all the old news in the past. They can't come up with any new hoax news, so they're going back to the past news, the news of the past. Now this guy O.J. in his white Bronco killing his bitch who was probably cheating on him, riding in his Lamborghini and shit. But still,
he was probably cheating on her first.
Oh yeah, beating the shit out of her and shit, right? But look. I mean, this is just hoax, freaking phony baloney news everywhere.
Exactly.
Well, they find this guy's knife, I mean, out of nowhere. Some guy finds it. And really what this is they just want me to do my Johnny Cochran impersonation. All right? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. How could they just find the knife? It doesn't make sense.
If the glove fits.
If the glove fits.
You must acquit.
You must acquit. This is Chewbacca. Why am I talking about Chewbacca, Kim Kardashian's sister? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. The whole thing is that the only people that get into the real news, into the mainstream news, into everybody's face, are people that are indoctrinated in the system. They will never put real news out. Like, I think except like local news, like, oh, some rapist is on the loose, you know, that's probably like true or something, you know, or somebody got hurt or had an accident.
Most
on
of the
street.
time, the news is just trying to manufacture our consent, like I think some communist said, and I heard, and it kind of stuck out, like, manufacture consent. Really? What do you mean by that? And what they meant was, why should I care about some fire in Mississippi? Okay, I want to know what pertains to me in my local area. That's news. Nowadays, Justin Bieber can fart, and it's going to be all over the news. I'd rather a headline that says, Justin Bieber Lamborghini explodes, no more Canadians on the face of the planet. I'd rather hear that headline, but you're never going to hear that headline.
Yeah, you know, I was reading also, when I closed the book before, I was reading about Klaus Barbie, and he's talking about Justin Bieber. And
isn't that his Nazi bloodline?
Yup.
According to your fabulous research?
Yeah, Bieber, Barbie. I mean, he's also, James Dean was part of the Bieber bloodline.
The Bieber Barbies?
The Bieber Barbie. And, you know, so, but Barbie, Klaus Barbie was completely, it was a psyop.
Isn't Miley Cyrus his cousin?
Yes.
Alright, so she's not really going to leave if Trump gets not elected because they're electing a reptilian wench.
You forgot, there's one big Nazi party that you weren't invited to. They're just having fun. They just throw it. That's why they always sound so silly. They know that you know that we know.
Trump is now talking about his dick, right? He's all like horned up about you exposing him, telling him to whip it out. When he does whip it out, if he has the balls to really whip it out, is it going to be like painted in like red, white, and blue?
This is what,
because that's what the American people are getting fucked with: a red, white, and blue dick over and over and over and over again. When you elect these freaking bastards that don't give two shits about you, these rich socialist pig fuckers that don't give a fuck about you. And that's what I'm saying. They're manufacturing consent. They're getting you all riled up about some inconsequential shit that happens somewhere else. Instead of you worrying about the nuclear radiation leak, if you're in New York, in the tri-state area, they got you worried about some squirrel on jet skis, but they're not going to tell you what really matters.
No.
And then you're going to go out and you're going to freaking vote and think it matters, but really, it's the people who count the votes that matter.
You know
not,
what I
not
want?
you.
You know what I want Donald Trump to whip out? I want him to whip out some dough for some of my jewelry, okay? Because he already trolled me.
He's got a lot of hoes. And listen, Donald Trump, because I know you do listen to the show.
Don't call his broads hoes.
He's got a lot of hoes.
Okay,
ladies. He thinks he's the Godfather from the WWE. But you know what? He's got more money than that guy. That guy's probably flat broke now, like all of Vince McMahon's wrestlers. But here's the thing. You think you're a pimp, right? You are a pimp. Why don't you buy some bling for all your hoes? Okay?
From us.
Come to us, and we will pimp out your hoes, Donald Trump. All right? Cha-ching, they'll be having fucking gold teeth and shit.
No, we won't. We don't do gold teeth.
But it won't be Jewish gold teeth, because that's just what you'd want, right?
Right? Maybe not.
Pluck a freaking golden tooth right out of Jaja's mouth for one of your hoes, right? Well, I ain't having it.
I had a gold tooth. I gave it to this.
Dear God.
I gave it to somebody that I was doing a song with in Brazil.
In your mouth, literally?
Yeah, but it made me look. It was just like a gold cap.
Oh, it's fake. Oh, okay,
a solid. No, it was sterling. It was totally gold. It was 14 karat gold. It was a cap. It was a cover for my tooth.
I was about to say,
but it made me look like a Russian. You know what I'm saying? Like a white girl with like a gold cap. It didn't really pop off. So I was like,
It doesn't take much to make you look like a Russian. I mean, you put on Kyle Broflovsky's hat and we go out walking around the snow and you look like you're about to start doing the freaking Russian dance. Hey, 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 hey. Like you just like, doing the...
That's right.
Little like
I have
foot kicks and stuff.
I'm like a melange of Russian and Spanish. Turkish Spanish. So yeah,
just hearing you say that's making my hands swell up very, very big right now. My hands are getting very big.
Very swollen.
Now here's the thing. Let's go back to that freaking GOP reality show. Now, is it me or is Trump just trying to be like Ric Flair? Alright? The only thing Trump's not doing is going out and saying, woo! That's the only thing he's not doing. Other than that, it's a complete and total circus. Right, it's just a bunch of GOP circus clowns on unicycles, honking horns. All right, I could have sworn I heard Ted Cruz look over at Trump and say, "I know it's hard, Donald. Hard.
They're
caucus,
having fun. They're having
cock.
fun. That's
how
right.
big my penis is. I mean,
I want to know how smart they
God.
are. How many words? How many syllable words? Can they use a word that has more than one syllable? Can they use a 5-syllable word? Can they show me their intelligence, please? I mean, can they talk about issues with points? I have written lawsuits, I have a master's degree.
We literally owe China. The debt to China rises sky high by the second, and you have presidential candidates choosing to not talk about the issues, but talk about how not big their penis is.
It's ridiculous. It's a total cock block of information. They're cock blocking the caucus. See, the caucus used to be real debates on real ideas. Security, national security, international foreign affairs, the economy, whatever, education, whatever issues that have to pertain to American people.
And that's the thing. The American people are already so disenfranchised, so disillusioned with politics, okay, that's what they're doing. They're completely decimating the American people's just morals. Right? These rich cocksuckers that have no morals, that don't care about you, these phonies, are going out there and just being completely shameless now. Really, that's what it is. They're making it so easy for the Democrats to remain in power, because last time I checked, all these Republicans are not Republicans. They're all Democrats. I mean, that fat fuck, Chris Christie, said, a vote for Trump is like a vote for Hillary, and now he's voting for Trump. Well, guess what? He's voting for Hillary too.
Anyway.
And meanwhile, he's standing back there behind Trump looking like a freaking Indian freaking cigar freaking monument or whatever in some lousy Indian tobacco shop. One of those Indian totem poles just standing there like not saying
my
anything.
American spirit?
Yeah.
You're kidding me. That's what he looks like.
You're not saying anything.
Nazi?
The fat Nazi didn't say anything.
He's losing weight, though.
Yeah, but every time he goes in front of the podium, he eats the podium and gains the weight right back. Okay?
Yeah, but I'm sure glad I don't live in Jersey.
Ugh.
Jersey. Who wants to live in Jersey? New York, that's it. You want to stay in Jersey? All right, go in Jersey.
Oh, man. Last time I checked, there's nothing but guys out there that take you out to the weeds and whack you in Jersey. Just a bunch of low-life, just guinea scum out there.
Yeah, Gaddafi had a house by my one of my old friends and stuff. She's told me, she's like, the whole house was lit up. They knew that Trump rented it to him. And, well, Gaddafi, I mean, Trump admitted that he rented a house, right? Where is that property? It was in Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey.
Englewood? Oh, shit, by the Forum? Anyway, here's the thing that gets me about Trump. The guy doesn't care about America. He doesn't give two shits about America. America could very well be his next ex-wife. Okay, because he comes out of his jumbo jet with the Rolls-Royce engines and is seen using the American flag as an umbrella. He's using an American umbrella flag. I mean, what is it? Acid rain? Literally, that's acid rain pouring on the American flag umbrella, and you have him happily just shading himself from the acid rain.
Heaven? It's not American pennies from heaven?
No, and all these paper clippers want to keep complaining about the Mexicans. If it wasn't for the Mexicans, you wouldn't have your strawberry to put in your protein shake, dude. All right, you wouldn't have the bananas that they pick, bro. Okay, you wouldn't even be able to go to Taco Bell when you're stoned and order a fucking taco supreme if they got rid of all the Mexicans.
What about the
I think
pizza?
They made some racist ass movie like that. And in New York, folks, all the pizza is made by Mexicans.
Yeah,
Every Italian joint. I mean, we went to Brazil's, the artichoke place.
Yeah, you saw Mexicanos there too?
All of them in the back. They got Vicente Fernandez back there. Right there making the pizza. Yeah. It's not like, Italian, mamma mia, ay caramba, none of that shit.
Cut up the garlic a little bit more.
And they're not playing the music. They're not playing that. They're playing freaking like chunti music. Freaking.
Okay, well, you're Mexican. We can remake that pizza. That pizza was $30 anyway. I just wanted to try it.
That pizza's damn good.
All right, but it's
I'm really gonna miss New York, folks. I mean, this broadcast, as zany as it was, we like to keep it live, we love to keep it fresh, but this is an emergency broadcast. We are warning you, if you're in the New York area, that it's been nuked York. We are the Toxic Avengers, avenging the deaths of all of you, trying to prevent them.
Jews and non-Jews.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't call Jews.
We're putting the warning cry out there.
Listen, I'm that Jew that doesn't use that word goyim. I don't know what the fuck, like, all those other niggas are saying, like,
I think I ate some beans that said Goya.
Goya.
Goyim.
Yeah,
right.
but,
I'm just kidding.
Right. They all want to say that the Jewish people think badly of anybody else's. You know how many, I'm sorry, but I dated a lot of non-Jews, all right? And, like, I have friends that are non-Jews. It doesn't fucking matter to me. I never even thought about it. So that's why, like, when I heard about the Holocaust, I was like, oh man, that's fucked up. And I was like, but then I went to Germany. I have like German friends, and nobody gives a fuck like that anymore. But it's the people that are really hogging positions and stealing. That's really bad.
I've dated a lot of non-Jews too. Not a Jew like
but you weren't
in the world.
Okay, but you weren't saying.
Did you hear me? I just hit on her on the air, folks, and she just went right over her fucking head.
Don't worry, it didn't.
Hey, we're running out of time. If you're in New York, you need to get the hell out of here. I personally am going to be sipping on freaking desarmadores from a beach somewhere in Florida. Hopefully, I don't run into those fruits. Marco, Fruit Lupio.
Look what he's doing. He's showing
his
fist.
And that fist-pumping queer, that British cigarette, Ted Cruz, folks.
Maybe he sucked Bruce Jenner's lip.
Of course.
He looks like he was doing the sucking.
Of course. Look, ladies and gentlemen, go to exposednewsalternative.wordpress.com where we're going to be having a shocking expose. Ted Cruz freaking love affair with Caitlyn Jenner.
Let me get this pic right here
now,
on CNN.
We're running out of time. We're out of time. Thank you for listening. New show format is 2 hours every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Right out of the hospital, folks.
On TalkStream Live.
On time, Swiss time.
Get the fuck out of New York. This is Bruce Montalvo, broadcasting from the epicenter of cool, soon to be broadcasting next to palm trees with my pretty bitch right next to me. You know it.
All right. Peace, y'all.
At Circle K, you can get the freshest cup of coffee in the world. Every cup of Circle K coffee is ground fresh right when you want it. So for a split second, your cup is the freshest on earth. Every cup ground fresh at Circle K. Refills starting at just $1. Limited time only. Participating locations.
Montalvo Broadcasting Network. Support MBN, Montalvo Broadcasting Network, and shop with us over at Montalvo Store. Go to ebay.com and search in the advanced search. Type in Montalvo Store. Now support Montalvo Broadcasting Network. We have a wide array of books on conspiracy, apparel, and much more. Support your favorite radio station, Montalvo Broadcasting Network, by visiting Montalvo Store on ebay.com.
Hi, this is Jaja. Come shop with us at Poshmark.com/closet/anticulture. Sign up for Poshmark using our code ANTICULTURE. That way you can have $5 in your pocket when you join up and you can buy something from our store. We have mad stuff like upcycle things, Armani, Hurley, O'Neill. We upcycling all kinds of things like LL Bean. And plus we got our tie-dyes and just mad stuff. Just come check us out. Also, you can sell your own stuff too using the Poshmark app. But sign in first using our code ANTICULTURE. And you can find us at Poshmark.com/closet/anticulture. Or when you're up in there, just at Anticulture us. And you can look under the people. Check you out. Peace.